Chess friends, in this vibrant computer chess tournament, I'm thrilled to share an exhilarating and adventurous match featuring AlphaZero and Stockfish. Brace yourselves for a game in which I boldly sacrificed my knight. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. I started the game with e4, we have c5 knight f3 and d6, Sicilian defense, and I opened the variation with d4, pawn exchanges, and Alpha decided to play knight f6, knight to c3. You can consider developing your bishop to e3, followed by advancing the pawn to f4 and relocating your queen to e2, afterward, embark on an adventurous queenside castling maneuver. Alpha played a6 boldly to protect this square, bishop c4 b5 bishop e3, and here black can choose e6 to block the bishop diagonal, but Alpha decided to play bishop e7 to target the center pawn, castle. Some of you may consider knight takes pawn. Let me show you the variation. White plays deadly queen f3, targeting to the knight and the pawn at the same time. Knight cannot move because your bishop is hanging there, d5 by black. But it does not in any way defend the position of the center, as white can play knight takes e4, d takes e4 will lead queen bishop attack in the king side. Let me show you the variation. Takes king ups, queen f5 check, the king position is completely restricted, king c7 will lead into a king-queen fork, and if you dare to play king d6, then after bishop f4 check, since the king has no square to go, he has to play e5, queen takes check, king backs check and mate. All that is gold does not glitter, not all those who wander are lost, the old that is strong does not wither, deep roots are not reached by the frost. Back to the position. If you dare to capture the pawn with the bishop, let me show you the variation too. Knight takes bishop, takes. It's not queen f3 move to target the rook, knight and the pawn, because Baal can simply protest it with d5 command. Queen h5 to target the pawn diagonally. Black has to play g6, then after queen d5. How will you protect your f7 pawn, knight and the rook at the same time? You will lose the game because you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Just subscribe my channel to gain 100 elo in chess. It's free of cost. Back to the position. We have knight d7 a4, b4 knight here e6, and I played rook e1, sacking the knight boldly. If pawn takes knight happen, then after takes, bishop e7 knight f5 will target to the bishop, knight blocks, knight takes check, king here bishop h6, king slides knight f5 to target the bishop. You may think of playing rook c8, then we will sacrifice the rook on e5, takes queen f3 to deliver checkmate on g3, game will be in white's favor completely. You must find a place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Back to the position, we have queen a5 to pressure the knight, c3 takes, knight e5, f4 move seems logical, but it's not the right move because black can consider of playing castle. We will face pawn exchanges in center, bishop d6, and everything in black's position will be fine and secured. White have to deal with his weak d5 pawn. Don't let a bad day make you think that you have a bad life. Back to the position, we have h3, Alpha played his amazing 4k elo move, king to d7, unpinning the knight and targeting to the pawn, bishop g4, knight takes d5 wins a pawn, but it will cause a critical situation after knight f3, takes, the knight is under attack. No matter what you will play, you will lose the game. Queen takes f7 check, king can't hide in c8 because of rook e8 check, which will be a mate, so king c6 is the only move. Rook c1 check, king slides, bishop takes d5, queen takes, bishop check, king a5, queen c7 check, the king position is totally restricted, rook to a1 check, and that's it. No matter where you move the king, it will be a checkmate in few moves. If king b4, then check and mate. The only thing worth writing about is the human heart in conflict with itself. So back to the position, we have rook c8 f4 knight backs takes, queen g4 king backs f5, 200 rated players might think of playing knight e5, but after knight e6 deadly check, you will lose the unprotected queen. For that reason, AlphaZero played a5 to protect his queen, f takes g6, pawn takes g6, queen f4 to target the pawn with a fork, bishop g7, queen e3, threatening checkmate on e7, rook ups knight b5. Here if you play rook to d7, let me show you the variation. Then after queen b6 check, king has to go in c8, rook check, king slides, and it will be a checkmate. If we leave our smells behind when we leave a room, surely something of our soul must remain when we leave this life. So in this position alpha played bishop h6 to target the queen, queen f2, threatening the pawn again with the same threat, f5 king h1, did I sacrifice the bishop? Let me show you the variation, queen d4 to target the unprotected rook, rook g8 queen b6 to target the rook, so queen c4 to protect it. Don't worry, rook c1 is not possible, so what should I play? Rook e7, a super brilliant move, takes queen takes check, king has to move back, then rook e1 check, queen blocks on e4, knight takes rook, and the game will be over. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. So back to the position, we have rook to c5, cutting off the diagonal of the queen. So wish you all the best, thanks for watching, subscribe for more, bye bye, take care, see you soon.